Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why it will never be enough for the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, will it ever be enough for the narcissist? No, it won't. You see, the narcissist has an insatiable quest and quench for what is known as supply. And supply can come from a human being, it can come from a pet, it can come from a job, it can come from blowing up someone's drive to work, it can come from waiting for someone to come home, or keeping someone waiting, or keeping someone stuck. Supply is anything that the narcissist can control and they can extract from another human being. You were supply for the narcissist. You didn't know that. This is how they looked at you. They did not look at you as a beautiful, bright, shining light, which is the way I look at you. They looked at you as an opportunity and as a person they could manipulate and take advantage of, and trap and trick and manipulate and take as far down lower than they exist or existed in that narcissistic fog. You see, what the narcissist does is they take people energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, even physically at times. They take these people super low, down where they are thriving, which is that low vibrational quagmire state. They drop them off there. They consume all of the resources and they abandon them there. And they use that person's resources as fuel to get to the next level, to get to the next new supply, to get to the next relationship. This is an energetic exchange. You are the beautiful, bright, shining light. The narcissist is the toxic energy vampire. They were trying to consume your energy, extinguish you and your beautiful, bright, shining light, and take everything they could from you in between. You didn't know that back then, but now you're understanding it. And this is why it will never be enough for the narcissist. In all the thousands of videos I've created over the years, I've shared this a few times, more than once for sure, which is you could own your own state, you could own your own country, you could be the king of the planet or the queen of the planet, you could own your own solar system, galaxy, or whatever cosmos. It will never be enough for the narcissist. They will always be looking to abuse the person that is provided for them. They'll always be looking to accumulate more and more and more. And they'll always be looking at other new shiny objects or other new potential supply sources. That is why so frequently when you're in these relationships, A, you don't know what you're up against. B, you weren't taught this in school. C, you can't wrap your head around the person that you loved or fell in love with or cared about deeply could do this to you. This is the betrayal of 10,000 lifetimes. It is the awakening of the fact that not everyone thinks the way you think. It is understanding what humanity actually is, not what you were taught when you were younger, and not understanding that everyone thinks the same way and just forgive some people, it's okay, and they can't help themselves, or they had a rough childhood. No, no, no. We're now halfway through this calendar year and we're understanding who we are as empaths, who the narcissist is as a toxic person, and who everybody else is that was in our life, or who is in our life, or who will be in the future. This is what we're doing. We're learning all about humanity. We're learning about how people behave with other people. Remember, the narcissist needs an audience. Sometimes they play for an audience of one. Sometimes they play for an audience of two. Sometimes they play for an audience of hundreds or thousands. But what they need to do is they need to matter to people. And what they want to do is they want to get people as close to them as they possibly can. And once they get as close as they can, they want to extract whatever they can from that person. Again, and I know we have an audience back here, but again, what the narcissist tries to take from people, again, your energy, your mind, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your relationships, your health, your hobbies, your purpose, your favorite foods, your songs, your cities, towns, states, countries, jurisdictions, anything that made you you and everything in between is what they wanted to take from you. And truth be told, they accomplished that and a lot more until you got the wisdom. Picture, if you will, you were playing a game of chess. And for those of you who know what chess is, and I know many of you do, well, there's a black side and a white side, which is negative and positive. And when you're playing chess, usually you know who your opponent is, and you know it's a game. It will end in 10 minutes or in an hour or whenever it ends, and one of you two will win unless it's a stalemate. But when that game is done, it's over. And then you play another game or you do whatever you're gonna do. Well, you know that's a game. To the narcissist, they're playing mental chess with people. And they were 2, 3, 4, 15 steps ahead of you because you weren't taught this in school. You didn't know what you were up against. And you didn't realize that another person could actually be playing a game with your life. this is what they do, this is what they did, and it's what they will always be doing. That's why it will never be enough. So you, post-relationship, before you got the wisdom, or even perhaps when you acquired the wisdom, you probably were beating yourself up saying, wow, should I have done that? Could I have done more? Should I have stayed in the relationship? Could I have just kept my mouth closed a little bit longer? What if I didn't do this? Should I have done that? Could I have done this? It would not have mattered. Your relationship was going to end one way or another. Each and every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. You now are understanding that, because the narcissist is loyal to nobody. They don't care about anybody but themselves. Once they get what they want, they don't want it any longer. And what they try to do to punish the people that they don't want any longer is keep them stuck in that narcissistic fog as long as those people will remain trapped. And I can assure you, there were many people, or perhaps there still are many people, that were in relationships with the narcissist that you're considering that never found the needle in a haystack. They never got the wisdom. They weren't strong enough. They weren't diligent enough. They weren't resilient enough. They weren't focused enough. Many people stay in that narcissistic fog for the rest of their lives thinking, wow, that person, I really loved them. They were the love of my life. They were amazing. They were the best person ever. I can't believe it. I blew it. Well, no, 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 and no. The truth is, the narcissist took whatever they could from you. Once they got what they wanted, they discarded you. They crumbled you up like a sheet of paper and probably threw you away in the freeway. That's not being graphic. It's what these people do. And that's why it will never be enough for the narcissist. So as I open the video with this suggestion, you could have all the money in the world. You could be able to stop time. You could teleport. You could freeze time. You could do whatever you wanted to do that your human brain can imagine. It won't be enough, because these people don't change. They deteriorate over time. They do not improve. They do not have the ability to wake up tomorrow morning, look in the mirror and say, you know what? I think today I want to be a good person. I think going forward, I am going to get the help I need. I'm going to heal. It may take me a long time, but I'm going to break this. I'm going to be a good, upstanding, honest, authentic, genuine, forthright, committed human being. They can't do that. And you may say, why can't they do that, Andrew? That would be great if they could do that. Well, yeah, it would be great, but they can't. The reason they can't is because it would be too painful, because they would have to face the realities, all of the falseness, all the lies they told themselves till that point in time, that they were just that. They were lies. And it would be a monstrous narcissistic injury to them. One they probably would never recover from, because they'd have to face the music. They'd have to face the truth. They would have to verbalize it and admit that they were wrong, that they destroyed relationships with their spouses. They destroyed their children's relationships. They were envious and jealous. They were keeping score. They were always in a competition. They had to get the best of the deal. They know what they're doing. They knew what they were doing before they met you. They knew what they were doing with you, and they know what they're doing right now, wherever they are still gallivanting the globe. But again, they can't wake up and be accountable and introspect. What they can do is they can fake it better than a Hollywood actor. They can say, yes, I'm going to therapy and it's working out quite well. They can also watch narcissistic videos and learn all about the terms and definitions that pass them by, because these narcissists perhaps are the aging narcissists, and they didn't know they had definitions for all the toxic behaviors they were dishing out for the past 60, 70, 80 years. So they can watch YouTube videos like you can and learn what gaslighting is, what triangulation is, what the smear campaign is, and they can say, wait, these things I was doing, they actually have names? Yes, they do, narcissist. They do. And you know it, or you're knowing it now. But all these things equal one thing. One common denominator. The one common denominator in the narcissistic abusive cycle, it's not you, it's the narcissist. They can't change. They won't elevate. They won't ascend, and they won't grow, and they know it. This is why they claim that they don't remember things. This is why they have selective hearing. This is why they have selective memory. This is why they do whatever they want to do. This is why you never get a direct question answered from the narcissist. Think about this for a moment. When you would ask them a question, a direct question, what would they do? They wouldn't give you a direct answer. Do you know why? A few reasons. One, because they can't. Two, they don't want to reveal what they were actually doing. But three, they want to keep you stuck on spin cycle in that washing machine of abuse, in that deep end of destruction, the cesspool of manipulation. This is why when you're trying to have an adult conversation with the person you're considering, you may as well have been talking to the trees behind me, and the trees behind me are beautiful. The narcissist isn't. They're a nasty individual. They're filled with disdain, with shallowness, with hollowness, with bitterness, with anxiety. They are jealous and envious of anybody that has more than them in life. And that equals other people's wisdom, other people's beauty internally or externally, other people's money, beach houses, jobs, clothes, cars, houses, anything. dogs, relationships, anything the narcissist wants from some other person is because, most likely it's because they don't have it. And they're trying to steal it from another person, and they're trying to insidiously creep into that person's life, hoodwink them, trick them, trap them, and take whatever they can under the guise of them actually being a loving, stable, healthy person. But again, this is why it will never be enough. Another main reason for this video, and play this part and play it a few times, the narcissist wears a mask many times, not always, but many times. The mask is a front, it's a sham, it's a beard, if you will, it's a disguise, it's something to get them to blend in with society in wherever they are on any particular hour of any 24-hour day in their life. And that mask is cumbersome, it weighs a lot. Imagine, if you will, when you were a kid, if you celebrated Halloween or some event where you had to wear a mask. Well, you had the mask on for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and you're like, wow, I can't even breathe in this thing. Thank goodness I have enough candy, or thank goodness I have enough whatever it was, and I'm done. I don't have to wear it anymore. Oh my goodness, I can breathe. Well, use that analogy with the narcissist. But this is 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, 366 counting leap year, which I think is next year. This is what they do. It's what they have to do. They can't keep the front up. They need to drop that mask whenever that gets too cumbersome. This is why it will never be enough, because they can't maintain that mask for great lengths of time at any one time. This is why, let's say you were living with the narcissist, maybe it was your parent. Well, this is why maybe you'd have a day of quietness or calmness, and you're like, whoa, things are going okay here. And then maybe you popped out of your bedroom, or maybe you went upstairs and spent some time with your parents, and next thing you know, boom, rage fit. And you're like, what happened here? Like, all I did was I opened up the cupboard, got some Cheerios, and asked for some skim milk. I didn't do anything else. And they would be like, well, you don't do anything. You should have gotten your MBA. I can't believe you're driving that car. Why didn't you grab a shower? Didn't you do your laundry today? Your aunt said this about you. The neighbors are talking about you. Where's your girlfriend? I can't. And then here you go all over again. You're like, yep, it was too good to be true, because it is too good to be true, because these people don't change. They kick you when you're down. They pop out of the woodwork when things are going too good. They want to disrupt people's energy. They want people doubting themselves, not believing in themselves, and they want to keep people stuck in that narcissistic fog. That's why it will never be enough for the narcissist you're considering, whether it's your sibling, your mom, your dad, your lover, your ex-spouse, or your adult child, or your neighbor, your boss, the person who you are in business with, a person in a religious community or organization or hobby group. These people are the same people. They use the same playbook over and over and over again. They just enter your lives in different vehicles, which are human bodies. Some people enter your life under the guise of being a helper, a kind, loving, stable person. Other people enter your life being a bully, but you tolerated it. Other people enter your life as being a dark empath. Other people enter your life as being a vulnerable person. But these people all use the same scripts, and the script just keeps going around and around and around. That's why once you identify what you were and or are up against, you need to get out of that relationship as soon as you can, as fast as you can, and as safely as you can. And if you can't, you need to get ready to develop, create, and execute your exit plan. And when the time is right, get out. You must go no contact with these people. You must block them, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Now, I unpacked a whole bunch of wisdom there for you. I will share this before I close the video. And yes, there's a beautiful bullfrog. Oh, there he is, a bullfrog right there. I will share this with you. It will never be enough for the narcissist. If you keep on giving them opportunities or chances, or you keep on leaving avenues of communication open with them, they will continue to spin a web of abuse. They will continue to blame shift you. They will continue to play the victim. They will continue to say, woe is me, can't we just give it one more chance? I've changed, I really want to improve. They will say whatever they can. And those words that you would be consuming, and my hope is you're not, they will still do damage to you. Why? Because you'll be listening to them, and perhaps you'll be feeling sorry for them, and maybe you will unblock them, maybe you will listen to them, maybe you will meet them, maybe you will give them one more chance. All that's going to do is prolong your healing journey. Trust your intuition, trust your instincts, pay attention to red flags. Realize there's a reason you made it this far in the video. It's not because you're trying to learn how to knit or how to buy the best pair of sneakers to go exercise. It's because you need help, you need wisdom. You're searching for answers to the questions that you have that you couldn't get from the toxic person. That's why you made it this far in the video. That's why you need to understand this is your life. It's not a Hollywood movie, and it will never, and I mean never, be enough for the narcissist. So batten down the hatches, maintain your boundaries, go no contact, get off the radar of these people, have a small footprint, and heal properly. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful, beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love y'all. God bless you. I love y'all. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And we had a couple visitors back there. I thought they were going to come down and walk and say hello, but they didn't, and that's okay. We had some other visitors over here to my left, some bullfrogs, some frogs in this beautiful stream. There's another one. Hello. And there are other beautiful creatures here in the wilderness of the Carolinas. I will share this. Stop giving toxic people chances. Stop making excuses for them. Stop blaming yourself. Stop thinking there was something else you could have done. That relationship that you were in, it ended when it was supposed to end, and you should count your lucky stars that it ended when it did, because if it went on longer, you would have endured and experienced more abuse, and it would have gotten worse and worse and worse. You're out, you're healing. You need to be grateful and fortunate and stay away from these toxic people. They don't change. They never will. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Ribbit. Ribbit. Bye.